execute some block of code. Okay, just see here, just briefly I will explain one. Okay, if the condition is true, then uh, the specified block, whatever the block after the if condition, that block of code is going to execute. Okay, if that condition is false, okay, you won't touch that block. Simply you will execute some sequential code. Okay, if the condition is true, then only this block of code is going to execute. Otherwise you won't touch this block of code. This is about if statement. Okay, then if else statement. Okay, here you can here also you can simply test one condition. If the test condition is true, block of code is going to execute. Else means that false case. If the condition is false, some other block of code is going to execute. Okay, in the same way we have nested if. Nested if here it is, we are going to write one if in another if. Okay, then that concept you can say that nested if. Okay, here you can see this is the first if statement. Okay, for this if I have one else statement. Within this if condition I have one more if. Okay, based on this condition, okay, this block of code is going to execute. If this condition false, inner else block is going to execute. Okay, this is the outer if, right? Main if. Okay, if this condition is false, okay, directly this outer else is going to execute. Okay, within this else also we have one more if. Okay, here also you can check your condition. Okay, based on the condition, statements are going to execute, else remaining statements are going to execute. Okay, next we have if else ladder. If else ladder, here it is, you can check multiple conditions. Okay, previous case either true or false case only we executed, right? In this case, in your programming you are going to check multiple conditions. Okay, based on your requirements, you can go for this if else ladder. Okay, how you will write this if else ladder? First you will write one if condition with one condition. Okay, condition one you will check first. If this condition one is true, this block of statement is going to execute. Okay, if this condition is false, then you will move to the next condition, next statement, that is else if. Okay, if else ladder we will write like this: else if condition 2. Okay, if this condition is true, this block of code is going to execute. Suppose this condition false, it will look for the next condition, that is else if condition 3, else if condition 4. Like that you can write n number of conditions here. Okay, finally, suppose all the condition is mentioned above are false. Okay, all the condition is mentioned above are the false, then directly it will execute this else block. Okay, default one, this is the default. For example, all the conditions are above are false, means the false case, in false case this default statements are going to execute. Default statement means this else block. This else block is going to execute. In this way you will use like this if else ladder concept. Okay, if you want to check multiple conditions, you can go for this if else ladder concept. Okay, these are the like conditional statements. Okay, that we are going to use in your program. Okay, I given two programs, right, for this finding the largest of three numbers. Okay, actually yesterday you only written, not B section written the text. In that I given two programs. Okay, one is finding the largest of three numbers. This one. Okay, not this one. This one. The largest of three numbers. This is the program you need to write. Okay. This is about like if else ladder. Okay, if you observe this like flow chart also. Okay, see here you can see this. This is the first condition. Okay, if the condition is true, one block of code. Okay, if the condition is false, means it will go and look for the second condition. The condition true, it will execute this block of code. The same way, up to n condition you can check. Finally, if all the conditions, all these are false, means finally you will execute that else block. Okay, like this you can use this if else ladder. Okay, next we have switch statement. Okay, In switch statement also, we can check multiple conditions. Okay, multiple conditions. How you will check? See, in the previous case in if else ladder, first condition is checked. Okay, this if this condition is false, it will look for the second condition, and if this false, we look for the third condition. Like that, it will check all the conditions. But in switch case also you are going to check multiple conditions, but it is not like that in if else case. Okay, just I will show an example. Just both are similar. If else ladder and switch statements both are similar, but execution is different. Okay, just here I am going to take one source file. Okay, see, just I am going to include IO stream. Okay, then one namespace using namespace std. What is the use of this namespace? To use cout and cin, you need to like use this namespace, then main function. Okay, see, after main function you can write your code here. Okay, suppose that, or like if you observe this one, if else ladder. See, first I'm going to check one condition. Okay, if this condition is false, okay, I'm going to check the next condition. Okay, better I will write this code here. How then you will get some clear idea. Okay, see, just I'm going to take one integer variable percentage. Okay, I will ask this percentage from the user. How you can just use the cout statement. Okay, or else marks. Okay, marks is one variable. Enter marks. Okay, if the user enters that marks, I am going to read that into marks. Okay, see, I am going to check one condition. If marks is greater than or equals to some 80. Okay, if the marks greater than or equals to 80. Okay, simply I am going to print one message cout. Okay, here you can see if the marks greater than or equal to 80. Okay, just printing the message as secure destination. Okay, we passed in destination. Okay, secure destination. Okay, see how this if else ladder is going to work, that I am going to show here. First condition is checked. If this condition is true, this will be printed on the output. Okay, else if condition 2. Okay, okay, marks or like greater than or equals to some 60 I will give, and marks less than or equals to 80 or less than 80. Same condition is there here. Not required to check two conditions, just one is enough. Okay, because once this condition is false, then only we will move to here, right? Okay, marks greater than or equals to 60. Okay, then I'm going to print cout. Okay, first class. Just give one else statement here. See, in the same way, you can write one more condition. If marks greater than or equals to some 50, you can say that second class, right? Cout, I'm going to print second class. Okay. End else statement. See, if the above conditions are false, I'm going to write one else condition, that is default condition, where here I'm going to write fake. Okay. Just observe. I'm going to save this file in your local disk C. We created one folder, right? CSCA. Okay. This is related to if else ladder, right? If else ladder dot cpp. This is the program name. Okay. Are you able to follow this program?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, just observe this program. 545, can you mute yourself? Okay, observe this program. I'm going to use the if else ladder here. First, I have taken one int is the one variable, marks is one variable, integer type variable. Okay, I'm asking the user to enter marks. If the user enters some mark, based on that marks, I am going to check condition. Okay, that marks I am going to read into this marks as a variable. Okay, whatever the marks user entered, that mark I'm going to read into this marks variable by using cin object. Okay, cin that marks. Okay, if whatever the user enters that marks, just observe. If I execute that one, here it is asking marks, right? Okay. If the user enters some marks, suppose if I enter 90 here, okay, marks greater than or equals to 80. First condition is going to check, okay. Based on this condition is true, this is going to print in the output. Okay, if I enter here, secure distinction. Okay, you got the output, right? Then internally, how this will work? First, this one is going to check, okay. Then this is going to print in the output if this condition is true. Okay, suppose this condition is false, it is going to check this condition. Okay, suppose this condition is false, again it will go to this condition. Like that, it will check all the conditions. If all the conditions, suppose all the conditions are false, okay, then directly it is going to like it is going to print default case, that is else block is going to print. Suppose the same program I am going to execute once again. Okay, now you can observe the difference. Okay, if I enter the marks, suppose 50, okay, what is the output we will get here? Can anyone say? If I
Sir
enter
will be
50
getting second class.
second class, okay, we got second class here. Okay, how? First it will check this condition, this is false, it will come to the second case, second condition, it will check this condition also false, it will check this condition, it is also false. Okay, again it will print in the output. This is the actual case. We got the here this condition is true, it is printed in the output. Okay, better instead of here I will show this in like in turbo you will get some how this is going to check in the turbo. I will show that one. Just observe that. In turbo you can see step by step process how the compiler which statement is going to take the process like that. You can see in the turbo the same program I'm going to open within this turbo. See, our program is in like in C drive, CSCA, right? CSCA. There I saved the file as, what is our file name? If, I think,
If else ladder, you have saved it.
if else ladder.cpp. This one. You are able to see this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, same program I opened in this, like Turbo. Here you have an option, you can debug this program. How, which statement is going to execute first. Okay, like that you can see here. See, I'm going to show. First, it will come into the main function. Every C++ program will start, execution starts from the main function only. Okay. First, it will start the main, come to the main function. Okay. Then first it is asking the user to enter marks. Okay, the user will, if user enters that mark, just see how it will move to that output screen. Okay, first it will get the libraries. Okay, see, I used cout, right? Cout is in ostream or like header file. This is the back end, we are not including anything. This uh, that compiler only will move to this header file and will get the data from that header file. Okay, all these will done by the like from the header file itself. Okay, here we are going to read marks. Okay, now observe here, it directly come to this output screen. If I enter some marks here, okay, see, if I enter here again, okay, now marks are readed into the marks variable, and it is going to check first condition. Okay, see, I entered 50, right? First it will going to check if condition, if marks greater than or equals to 80. Okay, see how, next statement, what you are expecting here, whether it will go to cout statement or else if statement. Can anyone, after executing, after checking this condition,
It will directly go to else if statement.
else if first one or second one?
So
Else
it
if,
will be checking in an order. First one it will check if that is also not possible, then it will go to the second one.
One. First it will check first one and second one.
okay, just I'm going to press like F7 here, observe. Okay, then it is first case it is false, then it will move to the else if marks greater than 50. Okay, again I'm pressing F7. Okay, it is going to directly, it will go to that else if statement. Here also the condition will change. If this condition is true, it is going to print that output in the this is the output we got, right? This is going to print in the output. Okay, here also that cout we use, right? That's why it is like directly it is returning the statement in the output. Okay, this is the way the program is going to execute. Okay, you got the point, right? First, which statement is going to execute first, and how the control is moving to the next statement. Okay, just once again I'm debugging this one. You can observe, first it will ask the marks. So enter the marks here. Okay, some 60. Okay, or else we will enter some 20 here. Now you can see the like how it will control will move from one statement to other statement. Okay, now the control is checking the first condition. If this condition is false, it is moving to the second condition. If this condition also false, it is moving to the third condition. All the above conditions are false, means directly it will execute else condition. Okay, simply it will print that fail in the output. Okay. You observe the difference, right? How the statements are going to execute in the compiler. Okay, this is how the statements are executed. Here you are going to control some conditions here, right? Based on the conditions only, like, or else you can use any conditional statements here. The program is going to execute sequentially. Sequentially means first it will enter into the main function, then it will execute first statement, second statement, third statement, up to end of that main it is going to execute. Okay. If I use some control statement based on your condition, you can control your program. Okay. That is the difference between sequential statements and conditional statements. Okay. This is about if else ladder. Okay. Then I will show next one is switch statement. Okay. In switch statement also we'll use multiple conditions. But if one condition is true, it will directly go to that condition only. Okay, it won't check all the conditions. If you see here, it is checking first condition, it will moving to the second condition, third condition, like that, right? But in switch case, it is not like that. Here also we check multiple conditions. Someone, can you mute yourself? Someone is disturbing. Who is that? Okay. See, to check the multiple conditions, we'll go for this switch statement. Okay, in your data structures, every time you are going to, in your programming, every time you are going to use this switch statement only. Okay, for example, if it is stack, you are going to do some operations like stack or queue. You are going to do some operations like pop operation, push operation. Okay, like that. Based on this conditions only, you are going to do one operation. For that, you are directly use the switch statement to check multiple conditions. Okay. See, syntax to write the switch is, first you need to, switch is a keyword here. Okay, switch. Okay, then expression. Or else you can say that one condition, not condition. You can say that one expression. Okay, based on this expression, you are going to write cases here. Case 1, case 2, case 3. Okay, like that you are going to write cases. There we use else if condition 1, else if condition 2, else if condition 3, like that you written in if else ladder, right? The same way, in switch case, we are going to write cases. Here case is also one keyword. Okay, case, and this is the value one, means expression. Based on this expression, it has to match the case. Okay, see, same, this switch is a keyword. Syntax, just observe the syntax here. Okay, switch is a keyword. Within the parenthesis, you need to write expression. Okay, suppose you are going to check some numbers, some a greater than b, or some, or else exp equals to 10. Expression you are going to write. Okay, then inside we are going to write cases. Case, or like expression equals to 1. Okay, one case, colon. Okay, then you can write the block of statements here. Okay, suppose for this case I am going to write one block. Okay, like this you can write these different cases. Okay, here switch is a keyword. Okay, by using this switch keyword we are going to write switch case here. Okay, switch, expression. Okay, then within this switch you are going to write some cases. Case 1, case 2, case 3, up to n cases you can write. Finally, you can write one default case. Just like in the previous case, we used else statement, right? The same way, here we have default here also keyword. Okay, default statement we are going to write. For that also you can execute some block of code. Okay, for case 1 one block, okay, case 2 one block. Okay, here within the switch, after completing one case you are going to use one break statement. Okay, for every case you are going to use one break statement. What is this break statement will do? After executing this block of statement, directly it will skip from here. Okay, it won't and go to the next case. Okay, from here only it will skip from, it will come out from the switch block. Okay, if I use one break statement, okay, related to break statement you can use many in if statement also, or else in for loop also you can use this break statement. But here if you are using this break statement within the switch statement, okay, it will breaks the like execution here. Okay, it will come back from this switch uh, switch statement. Okay, wherever the condition is true, it will execute that block of code. Okay, at end of that block we are going to write one break statement. Okay, if you are writing break statement means you are breaking the execution here, you are coming back from this switch case. Okay, this is the syntax you need to follow. Okay, switch expression, here you can write n cases, case 1 case 2. Okay, see case 1 this is the colon block of statements, case 2 block of statements, like that you can write n number of statements. Okay, you can see this flowchart also. If the condition, based on the condition you are going to write different like cases. Okay, you will look for the condition 1. Okay, then it is going to, if the condition true, it is going to execute block of statement. Here you are going to use break statement. After executing this one directly, it will skip the entire execution. It will come out from the true here. Okay, if all the cases are false, case 1 case 2 case 3, all the cases are false, finally it will execute this like default case. Okay, if all are not satisfied, all cases are not satisfied, okay, default case is going to execute. Okay, like that you are going to write your program. Okay, you should observe here in this program also, what I am going to do, I am going to take two numbers from the keyboard. Okay, see like two numbers from the keyboard and one operator also. Okay, I am going to perform simple calculation on different operators. Okay, arithmetic operators consider. Okay, see instead directly I will show in the compiler itself. Okay, I will take one more file here, or else directly we will write within this here itself. Okay, then you will observe some difference. So I'm going to take one new file. Okay, just write the hash include IO stream. This is the header file. Okay, here if you are writing in Turbo, you need to include .h here. Okay, then you can go for into main or void main. Okay, if you are writing into main means you need to write end of this program, you need to write return statement. Okay, return some 0. Okay, here you are going to just I am declaring two variables, integer type variable, one a one b. Okay, see then one more variable, character variable. Okay, this is I am going to take one operator I am going to take. See here I am just asking the user to enter two numbers and one operator. Okay, enter two numbers. Okay, if the user enters this, you need to write within the double quote here. This is the string, right? You need to write in the double quote. Okay, one endl statement. Then I need to read the two numbers into one is into A and one more into B. Okay. See, then here also I will write one endl statement, not required even. Okay. I'm going to ask one operator. Okay. See, I'm going to perform some arithmetic operators. Okay. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and everything in one single program. Based on the operator which is entered by the user, then only I will perform directly that operation only. Okay. Here I'm going to ask user to enter operator. Enter operator. Okay. If the user enters that operator, okay, I'm going to read that operator into OPR variable. It's the character type, right? Then I'm going to write switch statement here. Okay, just observe the how I am going to write switch statement. Switch is a keyword, right? You can see all the keywords in white color in Turbo. Okay, you can give the operator as an expression to this switch. Okay, here I'm going to write one case. First case is, this is the character, right? Character type you need to give in single quote plus. Okay, I'm taking first case as plus. Okay, here you can do cout. I'm giving the message addition. Addition equals to, directly you can use a plus b here, or else first you can find the a plus b, and and after that you can print that variable here, or else you can write like this also. Okay, this is the first case. Okay, here I'm going to use break statement. Okay, next case. Like this you can write n number of cases. Here I will write one more case, like subtraction minus. Okay, for subtraction also I have taken one case. In this case what I am going to do, cout subtraction. Okay, a minus b here. Okay, see, whatever the numbers you enter, both are in a and b, right? And then, okay, break statement. Here I'm just written only two statements. You can write all the operators here. Okay, finally.
Sir, endel రాయలేదు endel రాశారు మీరు.
Okay, here, right?
సార్ సార్ ఒకటే లైన్ మనం చాలా సార్లు రాస్తాం కదా సార్, దాన్ని కాపీ ఇంకా పేస్ట్ ఎట్లా చేయాలి సార్?
Copy, if you want to copy, just select like this. Okay,
Yes,
in
sir.
edit you have copy option. Okay, just enter it. Okay, go to same edit and paste it. Okay,
Okay, sir.
change the operator here. Okay,
Okay.
like
Okay.
that you can see. Change the text also. Okay, here just change the operator here as well for multiplication. Okay, just write two more cases here for division and modulus operator. For that, directly I am writing default case. What is the spelling?
DEFAULT.
Right. Cout. Oh, like, and in default case, I'm just writing invalid or like operator. Okay, invalid. If you are entered some invalid operator, I'm just giving this message as invalid. Okay, message. See, I'm going to save this file. Okay, like, I'll give the name for this. First, you need to move to your CSCA, right? CSCA. Then here you can save your file, or like your file name is switch exp.cpp I am giving. Okay, save this file. Now your file is saved in your folder. Okay, I'm going to run this one. Okay, you need to close this one, right? Okay, switch statement you need to close. Okay, just observe. First I have taken two integer variables. Okay, and one operator as well. Okay, for operations, I'm going to take one operator from the user, asking user to enter two numbers. If user enter two numbers, I'm saving into A and B. Again, I'm asking user to enter like okay. Again, you are seeing this message also. Just a second. Okay, I'm asking user to enter this operator also. I'm reading in that operator into OPR1 variable, character type variable. Okay, I'm just passing this operator to the switch case as an expression. Based on this operator, if the user enters place, then directly this case is going to execute. If user enters minus, this case is going to execute. Let's see, let's run this code. See, it is asking like this is the previous one. I'm not using the CLR right? That's why it is showing previous output also. Just leave over there. Here it is asking enter two numbers. Okay, I'm going to use 20 one number and 30 one more number. Okay, and again it is asking one operator. Okay, which operator you are going to use here? I'm going to give plus is one my operator. Okay, now you can see the output. Okay? Alt F5. Just press Alt F5 here. Okay. Addition equals to 50. Okay. See how internally it will run. Just observe the like debugging process. Okay. First, we'll come to the main function. How the cursor control is moving. Just observe. Okay. Then it will go to it will ask the user to enter two numbers, and it will read into the like A and B. Okay, here you need to enter two numbers first. Okay, I'm going to enter 30 one number and 20 one more number. Okay, then cursor is moved to like enter operator. Here you need to enter operator as well. Okay, see asking operator, right? Just enter one operator. Here I'm going to use star. Okay, then enter. Then it is directly checking the expression, switch off expression. If that expression, whatever the operator you have entered, it will look for that one. First it will look, see, this cursor is moved directly going to that specific case, or it is checking previous cases. Now you can observe the if else ladder and this one. The cursor directly moving to the specific case. Okay, it won't check the previous cases. In the previous if else cases, first it will check the condition 1, then condition 2, condition 3, like that it will check, right? But here it won't check like that. It will directly like look for the based on the expression you have given here. Based on that we have written conditions right here, cases, right? Okay, it will directly move to that case and it will execute that one. Okay, then if the condition is true, it will directly print that in the output. Okay, you can see, and it will come back from the loop because there I given break statement. Okay, break statement. Because of this break, it is directly come back from this switch loop, switch case. Okay, what this break statement will do, it will come back from the switch cases and it will execute normal statement present in your program. Okay, this is how like switch case is going to execute. Okay, this is the difference between the if else ladder and this one. Here also you are going to check. Rahman, can you take one screenshot? I think time is over.
Okay.
Okay, this is the difference between switch case and if else statement. Okay, are you observed the difference? Okay, in the previous case it is checked all the conditions, but in switch case it won't check like that. Directly based on this expression, it will directly go to that specific case and it will execute that block of code, and it will come back from that switch. Okay, and then it will execute normal cases. Okay, that difference you need to identify. Okay, see, while executing your program, use that F7 option for debugging. Okay, which statement the cursor is executing first. Okay,